Once upon a time in a field not too far away, there lived a tiny moth. Her name was Mila. Now Mila had soft, dusty wings that made a whispering sound as she flew, and she loved to flutter around at night when all the other animals were asleep. One night, as Mila was taking her nightly flight, she noticed something magical. The moon was shining brighter than it ever had before, casting a shimmering silver light over the sleeping field. "Oh, how beautiful!" sighed Mila. She couldn't help but wonder what it would be like to bathe in that silvery glow. So Mila turned towards the moon and began to fly. Slowly at first, she glided through the air, her wings making barely a sound as she went. As she flew, she saw the dandelions nodding their heads in the breeze, and she could hear the crickets down below playing their nightly songs. "The night is full of music," she thought to herself, feeling a deep sense of peace. On and on she flew until she came across a tall, gnarled tree. Mila had never climbed this tree before, but for some reason, she felt compelled to do so tonight. With a deep breath, she began to climb, her tiny claws gripping the rough bark. It was a long climb, but finally, she reached a branch that was perfectly shaped like a crescent moon. And from here, the sight that greeted her was even more magical than she had imagined. The entire field was bathed in silver moonlight, and the tall grass seemed to shimmer and dance. But it was the moon itself that held the most wonder. Up close, it looked as if the moon was smiling down at her, its glow wrapping around Mila like a soft, comforting blanket. Mila had never felt anything like it. The moonlight was not just beautiful, it was magical, enchanting, and it filled her with a deep sense of wonder. As she stood there mesmerized by the moon's gentle glow, Mila realized that this was no ordinary night. This was a night for dreaming, a night when the moon gave the world a little extra magic, a little extra love. And as the moon climbed higher in the sky, bathing the field in its silvery light, Mila knew exactly what she had to do. She spread her wings, taking in the moon's radiant glow, and with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit full of wonder, she closed her eyes and drifted into a peaceful sleep. The last thing she saw was a smiling moon, and the very last thing she heard was a cricket's soft song, lulling her into dreamland. As Mila slept, the moonlight bathed her soft wings, chasing away any shadows or darkness that might have lingered. In her dreams, Mila flew through fields of starlight, danced with fireflies, and whispered secrets to the clouds. The moon, her constant companion, watched over her as she slept, ensuring that her dreams were filled with magic and wonder. When the first rays of sunlight began to peek over the horizon, the moon's glow began to fade, and with it, Mila's dreams started to drift away. As the sun rose higher in the sky, bathing the field in golden light, Mila stirred. She woke up feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and filled with a deep sense of peace. She opened her eyes and took in the beauty of the morning, the dew-kissed grass, the chirping birds, and the bright, cheerful sky. The moon, now hidden behind the clouds, smiled down at Mila, knowing that she had carried a piece of its magic back to the world. With a gentle flap of her wings, Mila woke up the slumbering field, chasing away the remnants of the night and ushering in the day. As she soared through the air, she knew that she wasn't just a tiny moth. She was Mila, the little moth who danced with the moonlight. And as she flew, she carried a little bit of magic with her, a reminder of the wonder that filled her heart when the moon shone its silver light.